Have you ever believed that the world truly sees you for who you are? Think again. They haven't. Not yet. The reality is most people around you, colleagues, family, acquaintances, haven't glimpsed the full measure of the strength, resilience, and unwavering determination you carry. And when that moment arrives, when they finally do, they won't know how to handle it. They'll feel exposed, unsettled, even humiliated, because your authenticity and power will shine a light on everything they misjudged, dismissed, or underestimated. You, my friend, are a chosen one. That's not a label to toss around lightly. It's a recognition of the rare combination of courage, insight, and endurance that has carried you this far. While others have scrambled for approval, clung to social validation, or conformed to expectations, you've moved forward quietly, persistently shaping your path with integrity and vision. Yet those who didn't recognize it, those who doubted you, laughed at you, or whispered behind closed doors, have been cataloging your potential in the margins, unaware that one day time would reveal the truth. And here's where the story gets dramatic. Think of those moments you've faced misunderstanding or resistance. The subtle dismissals at work when your ideas were ahead of their time. The sideways glances from family when you made choices they didn't approve of. Or the friends who quietly doubted your capability to endure life's challenges. All those times when the world seemed blind to your perseverance, they were not overlooked by everyone. Some were watching, betting against you, hoping you'd falter. Some envied the quiet fire inside you without ever admitting it. And yet here you are, still standing, still moving forward, still proving without a word that you are more than they ever expected. For those of you over 35, I know the feeling all too well. The career setbacks that made you question your worth. The family dynamics that misread your ambition. The social circles that underestimated your depth or resilience. You've endured long enough to see that life's subtle tests, the ones designed to break you or keep you small, often end up illuminating your true power. Each misunderstanding, each moment of disbelief from others is a silent testament to your strength. And while they may have tried to define you through doubt, gossip, or judgment, they could not contain you. So here's the question that drives this moment. How have you survived, stood firm and quietly, yet unmistakably shown the world your truth? How have you turned skepticism, envy, and even betrayal into stepping stones for your rise? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. Every challenge, every failure, every pressure-filled moment you endured has not been in vain. In fact, each one has been carefully sculpting the resilience, insight, and influence that now radiates from you. The same people who once questioned your potential are about to witness a revelation they didn't know was coming. By the end of this journey, you'll understand not just the power you've carried in silence, but also why those who doubted you will never see it the same way again. This is the opening act of a story that validates every choice, every struggle, and every quiet moment of determination. Prepare to step into the narrative where your life becomes the proof of your strength, your resilience, and your true authority. The world is about to catch up, and they won't know how to respond. Have you noticed how some people react when you succeed? It's not admiration, it's not respect, it's humiliation. And here's the key truth you need to understand: their discomfort isn't about your accomplishments, it's about the fact that they bet everything on your failure. Every doubt, every sideways glance, every whispered comment behind closed doors was a silent investment. They were wagering that you wouldn't rise, that you wouldn't endure, that you wouldn't become the person you are meant to be. And when you do, when your results speak louder than their skepticism ever could, that investment comes crashing down, leaving them exposed, flustered, and yes, humiliated. These are the people who have judged you through a narrow lens, using their own limitations as a ruler to measure your potential. They don't see you. They see the reflection of their own fear, insecurity, and self-doubt. When they laughed at your vision, it wasn't because it was laughable. It was because your ambition challenged the comfort of their small world. When they spread gossip, minimized your efforts, or doubted your intentions, it wasn't random cruelty. It was a desperate attempt to protect a fragile self-image built on assumptions and projections rather than facts. You've probably experienced it in ways both subtle and glaring. The colleague who smirked at your idea in a meeting only to quietly replicate it later. The friend who rolled their eyes when you spoke about your goals yet secretly watched every step you took. The family member who minimized your successes, insisting they were insignificant while clinging to their own familiar definitions of achievement. Even strangers in your professional or social circles might have underestimated you, dismissed you, or tried to box you into a category that never fit. All of these behaviors are patterns of people attempting to contain what they can't understand, to shrink what they cannot influence, and to diminish what makes them uncomfortable. But here's the paradox: the more they tried to control the narrative about you, the more obvious your strength became. The louder they whispered, the clearer your integrity shone. The harder they worked to put you in your place, the more undeniable your resilience became. Their laughter, their gossip, and their dismissive comments are not reflections of your limitations. They are mirrors of their own insecurities. Every smirk is an echo of their own fear, every sarcastic remark a confession of their doubt. And yet you do not need to engage, argue, or convince them. Time is your ally. Results are your proof. Think about it: for every person who tried to diminish you, there is a moment when reality flips the script. That person who once scoffed at your idea now finds themselves quietly checking the results you've achieved. The naysayer who doubted your persistence now watches you stand taller, stronger, and more composed than ever. Their internal discomfort is a direct consequence of investing their ego into your predicted failure. And the irony: the very energy they spent undermining you has helped illuminate your credibility and fortitude. For you, this is liberating. You no longer need to seek their approval, justify your choices, or temper your ambition to fit their comfort. Your growth, persistence, and unshakable character are proof enough not only of your own worth, but of the limitations of those who underestimated you. Their reactions are not a reflection of your capability. They are a window into their fear, envy, and unacknowledged inadequacy. When you accept this, you step into a higher perspective. You are free from the burden of proving yourself to those who have already decided you were less than. The ultimate lesson here is deceptively simple. The people who doubted you will realize your truth in their own time. But you don't need to wait for their acknowledgement. Every challenge they threw, every judgment they passed, every attempt to contain you is already part of the narrative that proves your resilience. Your focus is not on them, it's on your trajectory, your integrity, and the undeniable power you've been cultivating. Because in the end, you don't have to convince the world of your worth. The world will witness it in due course, whether they're ready to admit it or not. Your inner strength, the quiet resilience you carry, is your most formidable weapon. It isn't flashy. It doesn't demand applause or external validation. Yet it is what sets you apart, what allows you to endure where others stumble, and what gives your life a gravity that cannot be ignored. True power isn't measured by how loud you are, by the titles you hold, or by the fleeting admiration of a crowd. It's measured by your ability to persist, adapt, and remain unshakable when circumstances push you to the edge. One of the first secrets of survival is to move like a shadow without losing substance. Act with intention without performing for recognition. There's a profound difference between being seen and being effective. You can accomplish more in silence than many do with constant noise. Your actions, when aligned with your purpose, become undeniable proof of your value, even if no one is watching. Being unseen in the moment is not invisibility, it's strategy. It's the art of letting the world discover the depth of your competence in its own time without you having to shout or explain yourself. Equally powerful is the practice of observation paired with silence. Pay attention to the people around you, the environment you inhabit, the subtle currents of energy that others ignore. This is not paranoia, it is awareness. Every interaction, every conversation, every challenge contains a lesson, a pattern, or a clue. By observing without immediate reaction, you learn not only who others are, but also how to navigate situations with precision. You prepare your moves without tipping your hand. You measure the terrain, gauge the intentions, and anticipate the outcomes. This is the foundation of influence, knowing the world around you more clearly than anyone expects. Then there is the alchemy of transforming challenges, failures, and betrayals into training grounds for growth. Each setback you encounter is a mirror reflecting your capacity to endure and adapt. Every disappointment, every closed door, every misstep along the way is a lesson disguised as adversity. Instead of reacting in frustration or despair, you extract insight, resilience, and clarity. You are strengthened not in spite of the hardships, but because of them. These experiences sharpen your discernment, refine your judgment, and prepare you to stand tall when the world finally takes notice. Apply these strategies to your current life, whether in the workplace, within your family, or in the communities you navigate. When challenges arise, you face them not with impulsive reaction, but with measured response. When opposition appears, you do not immediately confront or argue, you assess, adapt, and act from a position of strategic integrity. This is how you turn ordinary situations into opportunities to reinforce your credibility, influence, and authority. And yet the satisfaction you feel is quiet, almost secretive. There is no need for boasting or public recognition. There is only the internal knowledge that you are aligned with your purpose, that your steps are deliberate, and that your persistence is crafting a trajectory others will not immediately understand. It is a quiet heroism, the satisfaction of knowing that your life is being sculpted by the right choices, by resilience, and by consistent integrity rather than by fleeting approval or shallow praise. Humility coexists with power. Strength coexists with grace. When you embrace this steadfastness, the effect on others is inevitable. Those who have doubted you, laughed at your ambitions, or underestimated your capabilities will be caught off guard. Your consistency, your resilience, your quiet mastery will expose them, force them to see what they have overlooked, to recognize what they tried to ignore. Their surprise, envy, and discomfort are merely byproducts of your unwavering commitment to your path. And in this revelation, you do not gloat. You simply continue. You simply move forward. This is the bridge to the next phase of your journey. Because once your inner strength and strategies are in motion, people begin to see you clearly for who you truly are. That clarity can unsettle them. It can spark envy. It can expose their own insecurities. And that moment when your presence reveals their limitations while highlighting your integrity is when the world starts to take notice, not by your words, but by the undeniable force of your example. Have you ever noticed how people react when you simply live authentically with purpose and consistency? They shift. Their composure wavers. Their certainty about the world, about you, even about themselves, begins to crack. This is the essence of what I call the mirror effect. Your very existence becomes a reflection that forces others to confront their own limitations, failures, and the choices they settled for in life. And here's the remarkable truth: you didn't set out to make them uncomfortable. You didn't orchestrate a drama. You simply moved forward, steadfast, consistent, and true to yourself. The effect is inevitable. Think about the colleagues who underestimated you for years, the friends who doubted your resilience, or the family members who silently questioned your choices. They now see your growth, your calm authority, and the results of your discipline. And they are faced with a mirror they cannot turn away from. That mirror reflects not just your achievements, but also the inertia of their own lives. The opportunities they let pass, the courage they never summoned, and the compromises they accepted for comfort. Their discomfort, their envy, and their subtle panic are not about you. They are about the reflection of what they know they could have been but weren't. This mirror is unflinching. It doesn't forgive. It doesn't excuse. Every decision you make, every boundary you uphold, every act of integrity becomes part of a living record of your power. And those who previously sought to diminish you now feel the natural humiliation of their own limited vision. Your quiet persistence, your ability to act without the need for validation, and your unwavering standards are proof that excellence doesn't require applause, it requires integrity. Consider your workplace, your family gatherings, or your social circles. How often do people try to define you based on their assumptions, their comfort, or their perception of what success should look like? They attempt to assign labels, judge actions, or restrict potential because it's easier than confronting their own shortcomings. Yet your consistency and your visible evolution render these attempts meaningless. You are no longer a variable they can control or an outcome they can predict. The mirror effect doesn't require confrontation. It works simply through your presence and your unshakable trajectory. For those of you over 35, this is particularly resonant. By this stage in life, many people have built identities rooted in comparison, competition, or social expectation. They have created narratives that protect their sense of adequacy. When they encounter someone who moves beyond those narratives, not by boasting or spectacle, but by steady growth and authentic action, the mirror becomes unavoidable. Your resilience, wisdom, and clarity reflect what they've neglected, ignored, or avoided confronting in themselves. That reflection stings because it illuminates a truth they often refuse to see. They are measuring themselves against the wrong standard while you have quietly become the benchmark of what is possible. And yet this is not about revenge or validation. The mirror effect is not your doing, it is the natural consequence of walking your path with integrity. You don't need to explain, justify, or prove anything. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, every silent victory accumulates into a narrative they cannot rewrite. Your life becomes the evidence, a sequence of undeniable actions that speak louder than any argument or accusation. The envy, the hesitation, the whispered recalculations, they are the mirror reflecting their own misjudgments and insecurities. This awareness brings a subtle but profound power. You realize that the discomfort of others is not your burden. It is a byproduct of your alignment with your purpose. Their attempts to contain, manipulate, or discredit you fail against the force of your consistency and self-mastery. The world is adjusting to the reality that you operate on a higher frequency of action, integrity, and resilience, a frequency they cannot yet reach or fully comprehend. And here is the bridge to the final act, all of this, the doubts they harbored, the underestimations. The laughter at your expense has been part of a larger story that validates your growth. Every reflection in the mirror, every flicker of envy or recognition sets the stage for the lessons, empowerment, and insights you will fully realize in Part 5. Because now you see clearly the people around you, whether friends, colleagues, or critics, are not the measure of your value. Their reaction is simply a gauge of their own limitations magnified by your unwavering progress. The mirror effect is proof that living authentically and remaining steadfast doesn't just shape your destiny. It shapes perception, influence, and social reality itself. And when the time comes, their recognition, envy, or even quiet awe will arrive naturally without a word from you. Your life, your choices, and your trajectory have already done the work. They are witnessing not just who you are, but who they have yet to become. Finally, every doubt, every challenge, every person who ever laughed at you, it all stands as undeniable proof that you were right. That true strength always aligns with those who are steadfast, authentic, and unwavering in their commitment to themselves. Think back to the moments when the world questioned your choices, doubted your resilience, or dismissed your vision. Each of those experiences was never a reflection of your limitations, but a reflection of theirs. Their disbelief, their discomfort, and even their ridicule were the evidence of the narrow lens through which they viewed your potential. And now, as you stand tall, fully aligned with your truth, all of that doubt fades in the light of your accomplishments, your character, and your enduring faith in yourself. Your most profound power has never depended on recognition or approval. Integrity, resilience, and self-belief are the cornerstones of who you are. They are unshakable, constant, and independent of the opinions of others. When you act with integrity, remain steadfast in adversity, and trust in your own inner compass, you create a force that no skepticism, envy, or misunderstanding can diminish. Your successes, your growth, and the quiet authority you exude serve as a living testament to this truth. You do not require external validation because your achievements speak for themselves, and the impact you leave behind is both tangible and enduring. The first lesson here is essential. Do not chase the validation of others. Whether it's colleagues, friends, family, or society at large, no external measure can define your worth. Their recognition is optional. Your value is inherent. You are measured by your choices, your resilience, and your commitment to your principles. Each time you stood firm instead of bending to expectations, each time you chose courage over convenience, and each time you acted with deliberate purpose rather than reactive emotion, you fortified your credibility and influence. Seeking approval diminishes your power. Standing in your truth magnifies it. The second lesson is equally vital. Silence, observation, and consistency are forms of mastery, not weakness. In a world that often rewards noise, spectacle, and immediate results, your ability to act without demanding recognition, to observe without judgment, and to respond with calculated intent becomes your strategic advantage. Each moment of patient observation, each silent demonstration of integrity, and each carefully measured step builds your reputation in ways that words alone could never achieve. Challenges, betrayals, and setbacks are transformed into instruments of growth, each refining your character and deepening your insight. You are strengthened not by avoiding adversity, but by navigating it with wisdom, composure, and foresight. Every experience you have endured, misunderstandings, betrayals, or pressures imposed by others, serves as evidence of your authority and leadership. These are not scars to hide. They are your blueprint, your silent resume of resilience. Each hardship you have overcome, each obstacle you have navigated, has sculpted a version of yourself capable of leading with wisdom and influencing with authenticity. Your life itself becomes the proof that integrity, perseverance, and self-belief are more valuable than fleeting recognition, transient approval, or empty praise. As a member of the community of chosen ones, you are called to stand, shine, and wield your influence deliberately. Your presence and actions create a ripple effect that inspires challenges and elevates others. By embodying authenticity, courage, and unwavering commitment to your purpose, you demonstrate what is possible when someone refuses to conform to the limitations, doubts, and judgments of those around them. You become both a beacon and a benchmark, showing that integrity and resilience always triumph over cynicism, fear, and superficial standards. If this message resonates with you, engage with it. Like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and subscribe to Chosen and Rising. Doing so connects you with others on the same path, amplifies the lessons embedded in your journey, and strengthens the community of individuals committed to authenticity, empowerment, and leadership. This is not about seeking applause. It is about participating in a movement of consciousness, self-mastery, and intentional influence that transcends ego and recognition. As we close this chapter, carry these truths with you. Your integrity is your armor, your resilience is your compass, and your faith in yourself is your ultimate weapon. Step into your day, knowing that your worth is inherent, your influence is undeniable, and your authority is the product of deliberate growth and alignment with your highest purpose. Lead quietly, inspire intentionally, and let your life convey the power of consistency, courage, and authenticity. You are a chosen one. Stand tall, shine brightly, lead with intention. Your journey, your endurance, and your unwavering authenticity are not only a testament to your own path, they are a guide for those ready to awaken, rise, and claim their own strength. The world will notice, and those who doubted you will recognize in time that your legacy is forged not by fleeting applause, but by enduring truth.